welcome the opportunity to share the experiences of the Global Agriculture and Food Security Program, known as GAFSP. During the next several minutes,
is it okay? It's working?
Yes, I'm here.
I will share a quick overview of the GAFSP program and our efforts in South Asia, highlighting the critical role that smallholders can and are playing to address stresses in your region. Farmers and producer organizations are indeed the most impacted, yet they are also the most agile and responsive. They see the challenges, find the opportunities, and apply the solutions best suited to the needs on the ground. So how does GAFSP fit in? It is a financing platform launched by the G7 and G20 in response to the 2007-2008 food price crisis. It supports medium to long-term investments in agriculture and food security in the world's poorest countries. Importantly, the program focuses on smallholders and food system SMEs. Now, almost a decade and a half since the last global food price crisis, GAFSP's mandate and model continues to be as relevant as ever, with the world facing increasing systemic stresses and compounding shocks from climate change, natural disasters, economic instability, COVID-19, and now ongoing crisis in Ukraine. They are exacerbating hunger in countries across the globe, and the impacts are expected to continue to unfold for years to come. GAFSP financing is based on several key principles. First, GAFSP projects are designed and led by governments, the private sector, and producer organizations. GAFSP relies on existing national consultative processes and priorities identified with locally owned agriculture strategies, plans, or pathways. Second, resources are allocated to competitively selected projects that are delivered in partnership with the multilateral development banks and the UN's Rome-based food and agriculture agencies, the FAO, IFAD, and the World Food Programme. Government, the private sector, and producer organizations themselves decide which development partners are best suited to accompany them. GAFSP encourages the use of more than one partner. Collaboration on the ground is essential to facilitate the best possible mix of skills and expertise for impact. Third, GAFSP's governance model is both inclusive and multi-stakeholder. Our steering committee includes donors, recipient countries, multilateral agencies, and representatives from civil society and producer organizations, including one of the organizers today, the Asian Farmers Association. Every constituency has a seat at the table and a voice in the program. Fourth, the program relies on a set of cross-cutting priorities that have continued to evolve over time to reflect a deepening awareness of food system imperatives, including inclusion of vulnerable communities and women, livelihoods of smallholders, nutrition, and climate, themes that resonate deeply with this event today. Since 2010, GAFSP has channeled over $1.7 billion in support to resilient and sustainable agriculture systems by offering a range of public and private investment tools, grants, blended finance, technical assistance, and advisory services, supporting activities across the entire value chain. Almost half has been allocated to fragile and conflict-affected countries, and about $227 million is currently under implementation in South Asia, in Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Nepal. Through these projects, GAFSP is helping to finance the transition to healthier, greener food systems in South Asia. I'd like to share with you a few examples. In Bangladesh, the Sera Bangla Krishak Society, a national organization of farmers' organizations, received a GAFSP grant of almost $2.5 million to support improved access to finance and markets for their 55 member POs. With the support of the FAO, the program is helping to build the technical and institutional capacity of farmer organizations. To date, the project has benefited nearly 10,000 people, of which 6,000 are women. When COVID hit Bangladesh, the society responded quickly, using an additional $1 million from GAFSP to support 55 virtual call centers. More than 10,000 producers use these call centers as a safe alternative to sell their products, buy inputs, and receive technical advice. As a result, farmers have received higher prices and have significantly reduced their post-harvest losses. This is an example of GAFSP's producer organization grants, an innovative mechanism that brings financing more directly to POs and their smallholder members to strengthen capacity to efficiently produce and market and to feed their families, communities, and beyond, supporting sustainable resource utilization and supply of safe and nutritious food. This is also an example of how GAFSP quickly responded to COVID-19. It provided an additional $5 million to PO-led projects and $55 million to government-led projects to mitigate and address the short and medium-term impacts of COVID-19 on food security. PO-led projects have proved to be the best position to respond in times of crisis, tailoring activities to the specific needs of local communities. This flexibility and responsiveness is proving essential in a world facing compounding waves of stress and shock, but they need resources, both financial and technical, to act. Climate change represents one of the most systemic and pervasive stresses affecting global food systems, making it one of the major drivers of increasing world hunger. Since inception, GAFSP has focused on improving the resilience of smallholders. In 2010, 40% of GAFSP finance projects referenced climate. Since 2017, 100% of GAFSP finance projects have included elements to support climate resilience. Our focus is on climate adaptation, supporting such things as the use of more climate resilient local seed varieties, agroecological approaches such as drought resistant mulching, and use of more efficient irrigation with better on-farm water management. I'd like to share the GAFSP finance projects in Nepal as examples. They support vulnerable smallholder farmers, mostly women, to master the skills and tools needed to sustainably grow, process, and store nutritious food, including rice, wheat, maize, potato, beans, and vegetables. The projects help goat, chicken, and cow smallholders improve feeding and care practices. And awareness-raising campaigns have enabled smallholders to learn about the benefits of balanced diets and improved hygiene, leading to healthier and more economically empowered communities. In Bhutan, the government is using an $8 million GAFSP grant to raise agricultural output through improved irrigation, water management, farm mechanization, and the adoption of agriculture production technology, reaching more than 6,500 people to date. The Asian Development Bank and the International Finance Corporation have also provided $3 million each in GAFSP blended financing to support the expansion of Mountain Hazelnuts, a semi-greenfield smallholder-based company that is expanding production to respond to growing demand for hazelnuts from Asia-based confectionery and snack producers. GAFSP continues to look for ways to deepen and sharpen our focus on climate. We are working across the program and project cycle to support closer alignment with country and climate commitments and climate action or investment plans, reinforcing support for sustainable and climate resilient approaches and tools, and enhancing our monitoring and evaluation of climate impacts. In closing, I would note that demand for GAFSP financing is higher than ever. Our most recent call for financing closed in September 2021. It attracted more than $1 billion in funding requests compared to the $155 million in available financing. In December, GAFSP granted awards to the top 12 producer organization proposals and the top 8 government proposals. 45% of these resources were awarded to proposals from South Asia. GAFSP is now looking to facilitate strong support to smallholders in the world's lowest income countries as they face the current food price and food security crisis. Just as we were quick and agile in responding to COVID-19, we would like to support our partner countries in weathering the current food crisis. Today, we have the opportunity to transform food systems in South Asia so that they are fit for purpose. GAFSP has a vital role to play in financing public and private sector investments that do exactly that. We recognize that this will require collective action from all stakeholders and a renewed sense of urgency to build stronger, more resilient, and sustainable agriculture and food systems. Thank you.